Good afternoon. Well, it is right now anyway. Another episode of In the Truck, my 39 cents pre-recorded. I'm going to talk about a few things. Sorry if I don't look at the camera too often because I got to keep my eyes on the road. I'm not trying to die. Anyway, kind of doing this a little haphazardly. Phone stand broke. That sucks. I'm going to get another one. Just haven't gotten around to it yet. So I'm kind of like balancing the phone, holding it, picking it up, moving it around. Anyway, a couple people keep asking me things. And when I say a couple, I mean more than like 3 have asked me, hey, Gifted, hey, G, hey, Aaron, what happened to your TikTok? For the umpteenth time, if you paid attention to me and anything that I actually post on other social platforms, I was banned permanently for violating community standards. How did I violate community standards? Well, I spoke up for the civil liberties and rights of all. I spoke up against racism. I spoke up against pedophilia. I spoke up against division. I spoke out against corruption, both in police and politics. I also spoke out about the corruption that's leaking its way and seeping its way into our military forces. Being as though I'm getting out and I'm done with my contract, I can now legally say these things. And that's just to name a few things. I also did not stand down or accept. Instead, I stood tall, stood my ground, and deflected any sort of racial harassment from white or black people because of my stance on things, and deflected any hate that came to myself or my wife or any of those that I call family, friend, or close acquaintances. That's the first thing. Now, next thing. It keeps coming up in conversation with different people. My wife included. Shout outs to my wife. Love you, babe. What is a Juggalo in 2021? Present day. Because of the split. So many things that have happened over in like the course of about the past 5-10 years. You know, I did a video about what a Juggalo was and what a Juggalo, the origins of being a Juggalo is, and means, and etc. And you know, both ICP and Twisted have come out in recent years, maybe even more recent, because I'm still, catching up on things because, work is life and basically got to work to live. That's why I say work is life. Juggalo is more than just being a fan of the Insane Clown Posse. In its origins, that is the most basic statement you can make to understand what is a Juggalo. Now, there is a song called What is a Juggalo? From a very clownish point of view. And there's some things in that song that can be taken to heart. And you can be like, oh, okay, I get it. But then if you don't really have that kind of sense of humor and you listen to that song trying to really understand us, you won't get it. You'll be like, wait, what? Do y'all really do this? Or really do it? No, man. We're clowns. It's half the stuff that we say in jest is said on purpose. Like, we're clowning. Essentially, for those who don't understand, those who bring hate, those who refuse to show us love, we're clowning you. Keep trying. You're going to keep losing. So, now, Juggalo has become, in fact, its own subculture. Alright? Also, another thing that I keep hearing is the word Juggalo copyrighted. I have not been able to find solid proof if it is or is not as of yet, but I'm still looking. And if you have a link to something or an interview or something where it is in fact proving legally that word is copyrighted, please let me know. My personal opinion, if it is, that's the dumbest thing ever. Because how do you copyright a subculture, a subgenre, something that became its own entity, its own family? Come on. Juggalo is made up of so many walks of life, so many different types of people, friends, loved ones, husbands, wives, sister, mother, brother, daughter, sons, etc. I mean, shoot, at this point, we got grandma and great-grandpa juggalos. Like, you know, grandma, great-grandma, grandpa, great-grandpa. Yeah, I covered all of it. I try to cover everything, aunts, uncles, etc. And you get what I'm saying. And no, we're not a gang, okay? We never have been. We never will be. Are there juggalos who are gang members? Of course. What, like, literally, what fan base do you know that doesn't have some gang members intermingled? But in this case, one does not represent all. You got some idiot out there running around with a Hatchet Man t-shirt on, or a Magic Ninja t-shirt, or any kind of merch, committing crimes and saying he's in a gang. That's his choice. He might be a Blood or a Crip or a Latin King or a Sereno, Norteño. He might be I don't know. There's so many gangs in this world. Juggalos are not a gang. We're a family. At best, we're a street family. We're a music family. And there's no real solid ranking structure either. Like, I mean, real talk. Like, if you want to say there's ranks, then the people who have made it, as far as, ICP, and Twisted, and Boondocks, ABK, Blaze, A&B, they're even a team anymore. You get what I'm saying? Like, and then there's some people who are like kind of juggalos, but kind of not. Like, then we got people out here that show love to the fam that aren't part of the fam. It's all family, man. It's about showing love to your fellow man or woman, regardless of their race, color, creed, religion, background, etc. Because at the end of the day, at the end of this life, when we all close our eyes, it's you and the Creator, and you and Him hash things out and talk things out, and He judges you, and you go to your final resting place. That's what it is, man. People trying to always make Juggalo out to be something it's not. It's not a religion. It's not a gang. You know what I mean? It's not a fraternity. No, it's not even a club, man. It's Juggalo. Juggalo is Juggalo. There's no way to explain it. And also because of the split, there's even more different types of juggalos than there ever was. Pay very close attention when you hear Madrox or Monoxide or them both as Twisted do like podcasts or live interviews and stuff. They still say the word juggalo. Mind you, it's not the forefront of like everything they say now. But like, come on, man. Like, real talk. If you really down for the fam and you really care about the fans and you really care about the people that you're influencing when it comes to this juggalo culture, you always gonna be a juggalo. Like, I had to step away from it as far as repping it hardcore for a while because I was in the military because of the FBI crap. Like, they really tried to label us gang members, and we're just sitting here like, I'm sorry painting my face offends you that much that you gotta be, oh my God, you're a gang member. We're gonna put you in jail, boy. No, man, come on. Everybody trying to say it's satanic. Okay, yeah, there's some juggalos who delve into that realm. Not supposed to, because juggalos, in its conception, made it clear the whole movement. Yeah, juggalo is a movement. Like, in the whole original thing, rapists, Satanists, racists, and pedophiles are 4 things right there off the rip that we ain't with. Like, nah. Now, our juggalos a Christian group? Christian group? Not as a whole, but there's quite a few of us who are Christians. Myself included. I am a Christian, more specifically a Messianic Jew, which is a Hebraic Christian, which means I practice the Jewish traditions and feasts and etc., a lot of the old laws and etc., but I acknowledge Yeshua, which is Jesus, as the Messiah. And I'm not going to get off on my preachy thing, but just got to be clear. There's a sub-movement of juggalos. The Christian juggalos, the CJs, or the JOYs, which is the juggalos of Yeshua. Juggalo is one of them things. It's going to keep growing, evolving, expanding, and spreading. And there's nothing anybody can do about it. But yeah, back to the other thing people saying is Juggalo copyrighted. I don't believe that it's actually copywritten, but I will go as far as to say it probably is trademarked, meaning it's trademarked as an ICP, Insane Clown Posse. We're the first ones to really come out and say, we're Juggalos. This is what we're going to be called You know what I mean? And it actually, if you know your history, it started from a fan of ICP at one of the shows or like on the internet or something, said the word juggalo. Because, clowns, juggler, circus, the whole circus theme thing. And they tried to say juggler, and it came out wrong, I guess, because they were, blazed up or a little tipsy, and it came out juggalo. And ICP was like, whoa, juggalo. That's what we are. We're juggalos. It's so different. It's so out there. It just fits with the whole clown persona. It fits with it. Now, if I had the time to prep properly and all that, and I didn't have to be doing these in my truck coming to and from work, I would have had the face paint on. I would have had some Faygo. I would have been, trying to bump some ICP or some Twisted or both, or Dark Lotus or Boondocks or Blaze or ABK or even my homie Crazy J, aka J Pain, or myself. But I don't have time for all that because I got to do this when I can. We're at 11 minutes now, folks. But yeah, man, I'm about to show you a whole nother side of the Juggalo world in my music to come. I've always done it, but it's about to get so heavy. And if you don't have the strength, you ain't gonna be able to catch my axe, or my katana, or the rounds that come out of my rifle, or my Bible when I thump it on your head. But yeah, man, I had to address those things. Stop making the split up to be more than what it is. ICP and Twisted had a disagreement. Families fight. Brothers and sisters have disagreements. You feel me? Like, and if they're ever going to make amends, that's up to them. They're grown ass men. Ain't nothing any of us can say that's going to influence them one way or the other. Because it's got to be from the heart, stuff like that. It's got to be all of them, meaning Shaggy 2 Dope, Violent J, Monoxide and Madrox, sitting down, hashing it out. And if I'm not mistaken, Blaze too, because for some reason I keep hearing that Blaze got caught up in the middle of that. And you see the roster on M&E now. The roster of M&E is basically the entire psychopathic pre-split minus ICP. Like, real talk, it is. Speaking of ICP, I'm not sure if I'm going to do a detailed broadcast or podcast episode on this, but the ICP Unchugged thing, the first ICP concert without Faygo, I'm not sure how I feel about that. And I know it's probably a result of all the controversy and nonsense going on, but I'm like, no, man. It's been like a staple in Juggalo culture forever to have Faygo at shows, so don't feed into the bull. That's how I feel. I feel like them doing a show without any Faygo is them feeding into the nonsense that social media is always pushing. And I mean, come on, bro. Like honestly, if I was to go to an ICP show and there's no Faygo, I'm gonna be a little bit disappointed. Be like, yo, where my Faygo at? Why am I not sticky? That sounded wrong. But I'm a clown, so why not? But yeah, no, I'm not getting too deep into that. This generation makes me sick, man. There's so much stuff that just drives me up a wall. Anyway, trying my best to be stress-free and stay blessed. You see me? Capital GIFTED39. And that is my 39 cents.